Well, hello and welcome to day 10 of your 100-day results challenge. Now, I hope that yesterday was eye-opening for you when you wrote down your common sort of 3 complaints when it comes to time. See, here's the deal. We're changing our mindset when it comes to time. This is so vitally important that we shift our paradigm when it comes to time and how we sort of interact with time. So today what I want to talk about is this really important deal, which is you don't need to let time control you. You need to take control of time. So when we become aware of how we're allocating minutes throughout the day, we're taking a step to control time. Because one of the best ways to control it is to become aware of it and understand the role that it plays in our life. It's not something that constricts and restricts, rather it's something that lends to our ability to achieve results. Okay? That's a big shift that I want you to make. Time is not something that is in a negative form where it constricts and restricts your ability to do things. Rather, it is this gift that gives you the space and the ability to achieve some additional results, okay? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about time differently. For example, you can't race the clock. If you feel like you have so much to do, you can't ever race the clock, because here's the reason. The clock doesn't get tired, but you do. So anytime you're in a race against the clock or a race against time, you're always going to lose, because time will dominate you when you give it that power. Here's what I want you to do. Don't think about time as being limited. I want you to realize time is perfect. Now here's how you know. Time is what it is. Okay? So if you have, for example, if you choose to believe that the time that you have during the day to allocate towards work is 8 hours, well, you've got 8 hours. Which means don't argue with the fact that it's not enough time or it's too much time that you have to spend at work. Rather, view it for what it is, which is kind of what it is. When you shift your mindset when it comes to time and you realize it's not limited, it's perfect because it is what it is. Now you start to view it a little bit differently. Now it becomes this thing that you can control, that you can mold, that you can maneuver, that you can bend to your will rather than allowing it to sort of impose its will on you. See, you're the one who's limited, you're the one who's imperfect, not time. You can't change time. Time is what it is. So we get to view it differently and interact with it differently so that we can choose to use it to our benefit to achieve results. Is this making sense? Let me give you an example of a shift that you can make. When we waste time, what are we saying? We're saying, oh, I have this thing, it's a precious resource, and I'm throwing it out the window. But many of us sort of justify that and going, well, you know, life gets kind of hard, so I just need to veg out and watch some TV, right? We do that, and we consider that a waste of time. Listen, don't waste time anymore. Just invest in what you choose to invest in. If you want to watch TV for 30 minutes because that provides some sort of benefit for you, awesome. You didn't just waste time watching TV, you invested by choice, intentionally, time in watching TV. Now, you and I both know, if you're keeping your minute log, that you may actually be throwing time out the window that you could be allocating to achieve a massive result. However, if you can shift the way you look at time, and look at it more like money. It's this precious resource that you can invest, not something that you're spending. Don't spend time at work, invest time at work. Don't spend time with your kids, invest time in your kids. Don't spend time doing what you love, invest time in doing what you love. Here's what I want you to do today, and here's the result I want you to achieve. I want you to intentionally invest time today in something that improves your life. Take your time log for today and take your top 5 most productive allocations and write down, today I invested time in. So if you spent 10 minutes with your kids, write down, I invested 10 minutes with my kids. So take a look at where you were productive and move that. You write that down and say, this is the time that I allocated to something productive, and then write down, I invested this amount of time into this activity. This will help you to start to shift the way you're interacting with the language around time. So write down where you've invested productive time today. That's your result for today. We'll see you tomorrow.